Here now is Art Laffer, former Reagan advisor and chairman of Laffer Associates. First of all, what do you make of this number, and what does it tell you about the big government jobs number that's coming later?
Hi, Melissa. I don't take this number very seriously at all. It looks like it's right in line within reason. What I really want to say is that last month's jobs number looked at the establishment number, and I think it was up 130 or 1,000 or something like that. But if you look at the household number last month, it was up about, I think, 590,000. So I would expect the establishment number, which is the official number, to be up quite substantially on Friday. Now, there's no money-back guarantee in my comment, please. But I would expect the establishment number to look very good tomorrow. Friday.
So what would that tell you? Because, I mean, you've heard all the headlines today that this is showing that the economy is slowing down. What do you think?
Well, what I think is that the rest of the world is slowing down dramatically. Japan just added 2-cent sales tax increase, which is devastating to an economy that's not seen prosperity for 40, 50 years. I mean, it's really terrible. And all the rest of the world's down. And the U.S. is being hit by that as well. But we're the bright light in the world economy. I mean, we're doing very nicely. The tax bill is coming through well. We're having all sorts of good deregulation results. So I'm quite optimistic about the U.S., and I don't see a recession at all. Yeah. I mean, there's just nothing by way of policy. Now, the other negative, of course, is the impeachment of the president, the prospects of that. And that's just ridiculous, and that will hurt the economy. He's a great president from the standpoint of economics, and I just wish they'd stop.
Why would it hurt the economy, short of removing him, which doesn't seem likely?
Well, first place, it gets him to be diverted from what he should be doing, which is looking at the economy and working on that. And there's lots of things on that he could be doing. I mean, the USMCA and all of that won't be passed. It should be passed. I mean, he's got a great agenda sitting there. And it just takes away time and energy, as the whole time in office he's had this harassment.
You think the USMCA...
And he's been a great president from the standpoint of economics.
Really won't go forward? Because in a press conference earlier today, Nancy Pelosi, in between breaths about impeachment, was talking about the fact that they are close to the finish line. She said that they're moving in the direction of yes. We did hear as recently as last Friday from our own Chad program that they were moving closer on the Hill to that. Negotiation keeps going on. It is in everyone's best interest. You don't think that they'll be able to get that over the finish line in spite of what's going on?
Well, I'll believe it when I see it. I mean, I have not seen the Nancy Pelosi and the House Democrats agree with Trump on anything. I mean, they really don't. But the question is also, what amendments will they put in it? And what changes will they put in it? And if they put in enough bad amendments and bad changes, it'll dilute, if not eliminate, a lot of the really good pluses of that bill.
Real quick, Art.
And, there are lots of others going along that,
I just yes or no, the ace in his pocket would be to end the China trade war, no?
Oh, I hope so. That's the ace in the pocket, but I don't know if he can do it by himself. I mean, he can't do it without some concessions and stuff, especially in intellectual property and on the transfer of technology. I just don't know how he can do it consistently without that, but boy, would I love to see him do the China deal. That would just send this market off to the moon, and I'm just hoping for that all the way along.
Art Laffer, thank you. Love seeing you. Thanks.